I'm Carly Veronica White. I'm a director, muralist, and multimedia artist. And I'm super excited to be featured on the Searching for Goodness podcast. In my episode, we talk about my career as a multifaceted artist and how traveling the world while creating murals and films has deeply shaped my work. You can listen to my episode on all audio podcast platforms and by subscribing to the Searching for Goodness channel on YouTube. And please drop me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Any questions you have, love to hear them. And remember, goodness will win. See you there.
Today's guest is a muralist and multimedia artist, Carly Veronica White. Carly grew up surrounded by the forests and lakes of Northern California, where her connection to nature first inspired her artistic path. She studied character animation at California Institute of the Arts, where we met, and in Paris, and went on to found and direct boutique animation studios in Los Angeles and Austin. Her journey later evolved into multidisciplinary mural and sculptural work that now lives across the world, from India to Japan to communities throughout Southern California. Carly's sole work today focuses on bringing people together through art to heal, connect, and beautify shared spaces. Carly, I am so happy to reconnect with you and welcome you to Searching for Goodness. And now I'm going to start my questions. And before you start answering your questions, feel free to do anything you want to add to what I just said. Number one. Okay. Do you want to say something? Go ahead.
I just wanted to say thank you for having me. It's amazing to reconnect with you. And CalArts was one of the best, still, I'd say one of the best experiences of my life. So any opportunity I have to reconnect with my friends from CalArts or teachers is always amazing. So, thank you.
That's great to hear. My number one question is nature and early inspiration. You grew up surrounded by forests and lakes in Sierra Nevada. If I said that right, Sierra Nevada. How did that environment shape your sense of beauty, creativity, and goodness in the world?
Yeah, I mean, my work is heavily influenced by nature and the connection of like humanity to nature, humanity and animals, and how we all interweave and connect. And I do believe I had a very special experience growing up in a small community. I didn't necessarily think that when I was growing up. I felt like I wanted to be in a city really bad, and I left quite young. But I'm actually living in the community that I grew up in right now. I've been here for about a year, and it's been a pretty incredible experience to live here after, not living here for 22 years and reconnecting with the space and the people and seeing it through the lens of an adult. But yes, I think as far as the nature aspect goes, just the tranquility of being in a space where you don't hear lots of loud noises like man-made noises, and being able to easily step um, into nature is an incredibly transformative experience. Is something that it has always stayed with me, and I seek out in spaces across the world.
That's true. I had a little bit of a both lives too when I was growing up, a little bit city life. And the summer times we used to go to this house. We had a summer house, and I really liked the connection. Like I felt more creative, the creative juices flowing more when I was
Mhm.
in nature and like the quiet and everything that you said. I think it's very important, if not all the time, for all of us to spend enough time in nature. Very important. Um, Second question is evolution and inner calling. You spent 10 years directing animation studios before transitioning into murals and multimedia art. Was there a specific turning point where you felt called to shift toward more soul-centered work? And I saw some of your murals and I love them, by the way.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I was living in Austin, Texas, and I had my second animation studio, Remote Image and Motion, at the time that I was running with my then partner, Ryan Allen. And I was able to start going to maker spaces. They're like very affordable in Austin, and they had incredible laser cutters. I started stepping into laser cutting because I have a printmaking background. So I was able to utilize that skill set and kind of transition it into laser cutting. And my goal was to sort of shift into more of kind of like a fine art practice, like something that felt more resonant to my soul, because I felt like animation had just become a tool for work, and I felt like my voice was being stifled. I started doing, I was literally doing commercials, and it just felt to me like, where did I go as an artist? Like, and I felt like I was meant for more than that. And I have really great ideas. I mean, obviously, I was able to use them as an animation director, but it didn't feel fulfilling to my soul. Like, it felt like I was um, using this incredible gift to make money for companies, which is quite literally what it is. And I mean, obviously, it has to be some, if you're living as a professional artist, you have to have that connection with money in some shape or form. But it felt to me like I needed to shift into a way that was more authentic to me. And it almost felt like once I started creating the epoxy works that I make, it almost felt like I had been almost like trapped underwater, like I could breathe again. And it was yeah, and then I just from there I stepped into that practice for several years, and then my partner and I decided to move back to Los Angeles, and I was never able to get a space like that again where I could create that type of work. And it kind of it really disrupted my practice. But I went on kind of a walkabout to India in that transition because I was feeling very lost. Like, how am I going to continue to do what I'm doing, like in LA? And where am I going? So I went to India. I sat a 10-day Vipassana. I sat 10 days in silence. And I was like, okay, it's my time to go to India. So I went to India, and in the airport, I just started illustrating in my sketchbook. And the first thing I wrote was, "The past is gone and the future is unknown." And
I like that.
the first mural I painted in India was "To be in the moment is the miracle."
Beautiful. I love that message. The past is gone and future is unknown.
Yeah.
I
And
like that. And being in the moment is a miracle. It reminds me of the quote from Einstein, how he said, some people see everything as a miracle.
Mhm.
So I guess you fit that category.
Well, I did my yoga teacher training in India, and my yoga teacher said anything could be a spiritual moment. Like a spiritual moment is just literally the act of being fully present.
Hmm.
So we can have one anytime we want.
I
Yeah,
personally need to work on that. But I do have a lot of friends from India. I made a bunch of friends from India and they're really nice people. I really like they're nice people. They're
I love.
spiritual people, not as like materialistic as us. So I like that. Art and healing communities. You said your mission is to bring people together to heal and beautify communities. Can you share a moment when you saw your art truly impact people emotionally or transform a space?
I think that some of the best work that I've done, or like soul fulfilling work that I've done. I mean, honestly, it started in CAP. I worked in CAP, the CalArts partnership with the community, for 7 years as a teacher, and that was like incredibly fulfilling to me as an artist, just to be able to bring high quality arts education to students in inner city communities, and that feeling I think has carried with me my whole life, like, or after, to that since that desire has like nested itself in my art making process. So a moment would be, I mean, when I first started painting murals, I knew that that was what I was meant to do, because it combined all the things that I loved. I could bring in people to work with me, so and give them an opportunity to express themselves with art, which is hugely healing. I mean, I feel like art is the beauty of humanity and the greatest healing tool that we have. So being able to give people a platform for that was just incredibly transformative for me.
It was really total free flow. We showed up on site and we had to figure out where we could get space. Kaylon had brought some paper, I had brought some chalk, and we sat on the sidewalk and we sketched it out right there.
Yeah, she came up with this quote, and
It's a Gandhi quote.
I just kind of backed it up. It was "Be the change you want to see." So playing off the C, I put the eyes up. Kind of like a play on words, but then it's also like everyone's watching, so you know.
And I love rainbows, and the rainbow represents all of my brothers and sisters and who are Black in the LGBTQ community. So that's my shout out to them.
The one good thing I think you could take from the COVID crisis is everybody is able to sit still and really pay attention to what Black people have been experiencing forever, you know, since the inception of America. And we've never had technology like this and cameras like this where we're able to film cops. It's just been aggravating and I've been angry, but it's helped with my art a bit because, you know, I got to do something with those emotions and I can funnel them into, you know, trying to make a change that way instead of, you know, the first reaction I have with, you know, breaking something, setting something on fire, because, you know, that's the way I feel and that's what I want to do, but try to do something more constructive.
And the first, like I was just explaining, the first one I painted was that one in India. And then I went on to paint 6 murals in India on that trip. So I invited people to paint with me, and I just saw like how meaningful it was to them and how special. And I had a large mural that I did on a set wall in Los Angeles when I was living at the Brewery Arts Complex. And I did that during the Brewery Arts Walk, and people just loved it so much. And one of the little girls in my who was painting, she told me that she felt relevant. And that was just amazing to me, that just how powerful these moments can be, and how important it is to bring the arts to people.
I would have loved that. If there's an opportunity this happens anywhere near me, I really would love to come. Like to paint with you. That sounds really fun.
Well, I will definitely
I'd
let
want to
you
do that.
know. I'm going to the CalArts career fair.
Oh, you're coming on March 4th?
Yeah,
I'll
are you
see
going to
you
be there?
there. Yeah, we're gonna be
Yay!
there and we're gonna have our little booth, so it will be easy to spot.
Oh my gosh, I'm so
Yeah, come.
excited. That's
I am.
perfect.
Are you coming as a guest or are you gonna like have a booth yourself too?
I'm coming as a guest.
Just
I
as
just
a
really
guest?
want to come and connect with different companies, and I feel like I'm at I love connecting with people, and I'm such an in-person connector, so I'm very excited to go and just share, hear what people are doing and share what I'm doing, and see how we can collaborate.
Yeah, I've been to a few of them, but this year they're going big. There's gonna be like more than 100 companies. It looks really
I
cool.
know. I saw. I'm super excited.
She's Sarah Malnik. She's my friend who's organizing it in the career affair.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she put in a lot of work into this and she kept growing and growing. Every time numbers keep growing. I'm like,
That's
wow.
amazing. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
it's
I'm
gonna
so
be nice.
excited.
And it's always nostalgic to go back to CalArts. I mean, I have good and bad memories. I'll try to remember the better ones. Um, so the four, global humanity and connection. Your murals span countries and cultures from India to Japan to California. What have these experiences taught you about human connection and the universal language of art?
I mean, they've taught me that the universal connection of art is, I mean, it is the language of humanity. I mean, I can step into any culture and connect with people. We don't need language. I mean, that's incredible. And I am multilingual. I lived in France, and I learned to speak French there, and I also speak some Spanish. And I remember when I was learning French, like, it was such an incredible experience to learn a language, and how just but it taught me that a lot of times, I mean, what it really showed me is that connection is far beyond language. It's not like a language is just a tool. Like it's like the energetic connection that we all have and how we communicate is far beyond language. And I think that art is a great example of that, like how in a great way to just sort of just quickly connect with human beings, give them a paintbrush, give them a pen, and just let them go.
Yeah, very well said. And the courage to reinvent yourself. Reinvention takes courage, especially after building a successful career in animation. How did you trust yourself enough to follow a new artistic direction?
Well, it was definitely scary. I yeah, I was scared. I mean, animation was the way that I was making money for a long time, and I was worried that, I mean, art as a just stepping into a career as an artist, like I mean, muralists definitely make money, but I mean, any career transition takes time. So it was it was something I thought about for a while, but ultimately I just felt like I couldn't live a life that was not authentic because I'm such a authenticity is so core to who I am, and I couldn't pretend anymore.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's great. I mean, I like a lot of multidisciplinary artists too. We all do different kinds of arts, and I think they all feed each other. It's a good thing just not to be stuck with one thing, you know?
Yeah, and I think as I've, it's kind of interesting because when I shifted, I think initially I was thinking I would leave animation behind. Like I did feel incredibly burnt out in that field, and as um, time has gone on, I feel like I'm in a really exciting point in my career right now because I am so multifaceted. What I find myself really being called to step more into like a director role and utilizing all of my tools together to create. And I see that manifesting in actually a TV show. That's what I would like to do is direct and produce a TV show.
I'll keep that in mind. A TV show is in my list of things to do. So,
Yes, that's on the to-do list.
yeah, it's in my bucket list too. So maybe we reconnect when that's coming closer. Actually, I have a
Totally.
TV show that I wrote many years ago when I lived in South Carolina. It's called Daydreamers. That's
Oh,
more like kind of like a modern Friends or Seinfeld, but much more diverse.
okay.
But that's the kind of show I wrote. And then this show, The Searching for Goodness I'm writing, which after I'm done with the podcast for 4 seasons, that's my goal. I want to turn it into a movie
Wow.
and then start traveling every continent in the world. So it's gonna turn into a TV show after
I
that.
love that so much. Well, yeah, anyway, I could collaborate with you. Let me know. I
Okay.
do so many different things and yeah, that's also in the last couple of years I stepped into comedy. I do stand-up comedy and I love to write and I started acting as well.
Very awesome.
So,
Good, good. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know on that. And it's interesting. When we started the Searching for Goodness, we had a lot of comedians came on my way. I was just thinking
mhm.
about it yesterday. Like, comedy must really have something to do with goodness because every time I'm searching for goodness, comedians keep coming my way, aside from artists. So I think comedy is an important goodness tool. I think humor is a big thing to cope with all the evil and difficulties in life. You know, it helps us to stay sane and good.
It does, and it's a high, just like a higher form of intelligence. I think when you can shift that pain into comedy, and it helps people listen and digest on a different level.
That's true.
It's powerful.
And let's get to searching for goodness in your life right now. Where do you personally see goodness, and how do you stay connected to it during uncertain and challenging times?
Well, we're definitely living in an uncertain and challenging time. I find that for me. Um, I mean, art is such an incredible tool. It's so powerful, and anything an artist puts out into the world is, I mean, you're making a large statement. I mean, that's what and I see my role is to stay on the channel of like light and positivity, and to bring as much like beauty to the world as I can,
Beautiful.
because we need it.
For sure. Since we met at CalArts years ago, that's a bonus question. How did the creative environment shape you, not only as an artist, but as a person, finding your voice and purpose?
CalArts it influenced me in a huge way. It is an interesting path because I actually have a drawing that I made when I was 5. It's the first page of my portfolio. It says, "When I grow up, I will be an artist." So I always knew that I would be an artist. I always kind of joke that I came out of the womb with a pencil. My dad's an artist, and my grandmother were artists, and I knew I always wanted to be a professional artist. But animation was something that I think I kind of remember my dad saying to me when I was young, like, "Oh, animators make money. You should be an animator." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds fun. I can draw all day. Like, I love to draw." And drawing has always been the core of my practice. So that's kind of how I ended up in character animation. I think it's just been the passion to draw. But as the technology shifted and changed, I feel like, I love drawing on paper, and that's just not even used in the animation industry anymore. Yeah, CalArts, I had phenomenal mentors there. Leo Hobeika, Mike Mitchell, Courtney Cole, Frank Terry, all of them have passed away. They all died like within like a year or two after I graduated, which was very difficult. But their influence, I feel so blessed to have had in my life, because they were just, they changed my life forever. I see them like as my art angels. And thankfully there's still some incredible teachers who are still living that I had, like Janice Tanaka, and Steve Brown, and John Mahoney, and
Gary Mayers.
Huh?
Gary Mayers still out there.
Yeah. Adele Horn. So I'm super grateful that, they're still amongst us. They're still young, so but who knows, in this crazy world, you never know. I unfortunately had a young friend pass away last year, but amazing artist. But yeah, CalArts was definitely, I'd say, one of the best decisions I ever made. And I went to CISA when I was 16, so I knew about CalArts, and it was the only school I wanted to go to. I didn't apply for anywhere else, and I didn't get in the first time. I applied when I was 18, and so I moved to Los Angeles, and I went to Santa Monica College for 2 years and did my critical studies there. So I was finished with all that by the time I got to CalArts, which was great. So that was also a way that I could live in Paris for a year and not have to worry about, certain things. I could have technically even graduated early, but I was like, why would I do that? I'm like a kid in a candy store. I get to go to like the best art classes all the time. I want more. Not leaving early. I didn't want to leave at all.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Good. You sounds like you went there pretty equipped already when you went there.
Yeah, I did a lot of pre-college programs before I went to CalArts. I got $20,000 of scholarships before I started. I went to CISA, and then I went to Otis Summer of Art the next year, and then I went to the Oxbow School, which is a private school for high school students, like a private art school, and they only take 30 students at a time. They actually just closed. They unfortunately were having like some problems with some kids bringing in hard drugs, and they decided just to close. Yeah, it was really sad. So sad, because it was such an amazing school. It was it's started by the Mondavis, who own the large wineries. So it's kind of like their project to give back to the community, and they have an incredible theater in Napa. It's in Napa, where they host professional artists to come and talk. And I'm not sure if that's still going. I have to look into that, but I would imagine that they would still have that. That's incredible. Then after that, I did CCA, the California College of Arts. I did a color photography program there right before I moved to LA.
Besides, I'd never tell you what to Never tell you what to do. 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 Never tell you what to do.
Closing question. If you could leave the world with one message through your art, one feeling or truth you hope people carry with them, what would it be?
Well, whenever I quote myself, I say, art is the beauty of humanity. So I guess that. And of humanity, especially right now, which I feel like, as this AI revolution is coming through, I see.
Any thoughts on AI? Let me get that. I forgot to ask you about that. Environmental issues and AI were some of my like all-time questions. So if you want to add on real quick, your thoughts on AI and the environmental issues would be great.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, AI is it's a complex issue. I was working in the 729 Set Painters Union, and we all striked in solidarity. All the unions striked in solidarity for the writers a couple of years ago. So that's when I decided to leave Los Angeles, because the strikes just kept going and going and going, and I was like, okay, it's time for me to travel in my van. I have a Sprinter van that I live and travel in. But yeah, AI is, I don't know. I think it's, in a lot of ways, it's just making people stupider. I mean, it's, Steve Jobs was quoted saying, you can have a brain or you can have an iPhone. And I think that's pretty spot on. I mean, it kind of says it all. And it's been interesting talking to younger generations about AI. I have my sister's kid is 18, and we've been working together creatively, which has been super fun. They're an amazing painter as well, drawing, and they love to draw. But they don't like AI, and their friends don't like AI. So that's been interesting to hear, because I kind of just assumed that younger generations would like it. But I mean, at least Zuri and their friends don't like it. So that's kind of, that was refreshing to hear, because I do think environmentally it's absolutely terrible. And people are using it for things that are completely unnecessary. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do use it sometimes. Very minimally. I do very minimally. Usually, I use it kind of like as a art directing tool sometimes, just because, I mean, before there were image creation tools, artists, I mean, obviously we look up images to use as reference. So, it's helpful to kind of type in something that's in my head, and then, get ideas flowing, and then I can use that to, as image reference.
I don't see black or white,
Yeah.
I mean, when I heard they use AI for war purposes, like that's horrible. Like if
Right.
they didn't start, they are using AI in military, and that's
Mhm.
horrific. That's really scary. But I do get help from AI at all a lot. Like even with the questions I prepared you, which I won't
Yeah.
lie, ChatGPT is my co-writer when I'm writing movie reviews, when I'm preparing emails, reach out emails. So I think if it's used right, it's a good tool. But of course, like I write my own thing first and then get a little help. And also English is not my main
Yes.
native language. So first I started with that, like, oh, let it do a polish, let me let it do a proofread. And then I started saying, okay, it does really get it better, but you gotta watch out, because a lot of times I was like, wait a minute, you took things out, I said. Like I realized it censors you. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to this thing I said? You take it out, and then
Mm-hmm.
then this hyphens they put all the time. They try
Oh,
to
I hate that. No.
those are the hyphens. I'm like, take out the hyphens. Nobody uses these.
Yeah, I use it like I use it very similarly to you. I write everything first, and then I use it as just like an editor. But I have also noticed what you said, that it can take out things. So yeah, you do definitely have to be careful with that. And I mean, it has helped me with the grant writing process to go a lot faster. I mean, grants are I apply for a lot of art grants, and they can be just insanely time consuming. And as far as being a independent artist goes, I mean, I'm not working for a company. I mean, I am my own company. So it's like, I'm not getting paid to write the grants, which a lot of times people are, so it's, time, as far as that time aspect goes, it can literally be that I cannot even have the time to apply for a grant because they can be so massive. So chat GPT has definitely helps with that, and so I feel grateful for that, and hopefully I'll be getting some grant money soon. I've been at it long enough. The last two grants I applied for, I lost by 1 point, and I was kind of like traumatizing because one of them was for $350,000, and I was just like, I was so close. I just like I couldn't even apply for grants for a while afterwards. I was like, this is so sad.
Yeah. Well, when I get back to grants, I might ask your help a little bit. I did try one time and then I pulled back, like something like you said happened. I put a lot of work and didn't happen. Then I'm like, whatever.
Well, I'm
Anyway,
always looking for teammates. I love to collaborate. And I mean, I
okay.
think especially with something like that, I mean, grants, a lot of them, I mean, I'm more interested in applying for the big ones, and then they obviously require more people. So I'm, always like curating people. So we should definitely talk about that. It would be
Right.
fantastic. Yeah. And we can
Yeah,
support
I'm
each other.
definitely interested in that. I noted down for you for grants and TV show. We could
Yes, I'm so happy that we're having this conversation because I feel like it would be so fantastic to collaborate with you.
I think so too. All right, Carly, we came to the end of our session for Searching for Goodness today. Session or episode, let's say. We usually end it with a slogan. It's called Searching for Goodness. And if you can, please say goodness will win.
Goodness will win. And if you could please share this show with your friends and family, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you.